So we just came from a remarkably emotional talk by you, and it was about loss and forgetfulness and memory and friendship and relationship to your father. I mean, it was a wonderful interweaving of a whole bunch of things. At the center of that for you, what is that talk about? What's at the base of it for you?
At the core, it would be about the journey and the voyage of learning for me, and understanding what is quality education and learning, and recognizing and remembering and honoring great teachers in my life that have enriched me, but in many ways helped, I believe, in a significant way, start to strengthen the spirit and the heart of being Hawaiian in these islands, and not just for me, but for the Hawaiian community, but those who love this place as well as the Pacific. It's all of those pieces.
And you talked about when you were a young man being very angry. How did you manage to convert that anger into what manifests itself now when you deal with people, especially white people, as anything but anger?
Well, I mean, I don't treat the anger as a racial issue anymore, because especially if we say that, if we start to blame white people, well, then I have to blame Wilkaselka. I'd have to blame Ben Finney. I'd have to blame my ancestors. It's not that. What angers me is more the issue of values in this society, the taking over of this place and its lands. I mean, I think we quickly jump to the racial issues, but I don't think that's true. It's about a whole different set of values. Some of my very best teachers come from the United States, come from the continent, and are Caucasian. And I cannot and will not, make my anger a racial issue, because it would be disrespectful to them. But the anger's not gone. I mean, it's still here. Every single time that we pollute these reefs, so every single time we develop a place inappropriately, every single time that we do something against what the community believes is right, that angers me, because our islands are small, and they're fragile, and they're precious, and they're just, we gotta stop taking and destroying and get into the new world of renewal. And I do think that is a shift in leadership, and it's in a shift in leadership values. And so I still work off of my anger, but I know the difference between exercising that anger in a destructive way and exercising it in a productive way.
One of the other things that you touched on was the idea that education, in a lot of ways, is rooted in knowing where you came from and knowing who you are. Can you talk a bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting question. Knowing who you are is something that's at the level it's difficult to measure, because it's not in the realm that's articulated in your intellect. It's more in the realm of your spirit, and the process of relearning who we are and bringing back a sense of pride in our ancestry, therefore we should be proud of who we are, is really a very important issue, I think, to dealing with the reversal of colonization in Hawaii, where Native Hawaiians would go down that path of feeling second-rate, feeling inferior, feeling that their expectation that they're going to do less because you are Hawaiian, and the fact that it starts to erode the issue of hope into hopelessness, and it's intergenerationally transmitted. So I guess my contention is that unless you go heal this issue, this particular issue, not just Native Hawaiians, but all children that are born and raised into those kinds of circumstances, which I think are part of the whole domain of poverty, spiritual poverty, unless you go and really start to address that and heal that, you're never going to have a society that's healthy and whole. So in my opinion, my humble opinion, the remembering and the restoration is part of the journey back to getting to that healthy place, not just for Hawaiians, but for no society is going to be healthy until you do something to deal with the issue of poverty. And I think this is an issue of poverty.
Well, thank you for sharing that idea with us today.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.